Hey, it's Vaughn. Welcome back to Spin the Rock. If you want to listen to us in any podcast format, we're on all podcast platforms. If you need to keep up with us, search us up on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok, and enjoy the episode.
Hello and welcome back to the Spin the Rock podcast. I am your host, and joining Angel, and joining me today is
Eugene?
And Vaughn.
all right. We have a pretty interesting topic for y'all today. But first, I just want to shout out our local bowling expert, Eugene. So if y'all don't know, Eugene is actually insane at bowling. So I'll let him take it away. Let him promote himself. I don't want to speak for him. So why don't you tell us about what you've been doing, Eugene?
Yeah, basically I just on TikTok I just film every week of my bowling lead or whatever. And just film my progress. If you want to, you can follow me at E3 Robinson on all platforms, not just TikTok. But yeah, it's on TikTok is really just me bowling and showing my progress. I only started it because people kept like complimenting me every time they saw me, whether it's friends or just strangers. And I just kept hearing like, oh, you should make a TikTok. Oh, you should make a TikTok. So I ended up doing that, and that's what that has turned into. But yeah.
Insane. I've known about Eugene's like weird talent of bowling since like middle school, and I'm still blown away to this day how good he is. Like it's actually insane.
I'll be blowing myself away, bro, sometimes. I'll be like, damn, bro, I really just did that.
You're looking in the mirror saying to yourself, like, who do you think you are? I am.
Literally.
Yeah, but just wanted to shout that out real quick because, every time I post on our TikTok account, I see Eugene's videos, and I kept meaning to be like, I gotta shout that out because, like, you even post like your amazing games. You post your like the
My
games.
awful weeks, bro.
Yeah,
I post everything, bro.
so
Leave nothing out.
Yeah, check that out for sure. But other than that, we really don't have any news. So we're gonna go straight into standings and games we've watched. And I think I'm the only one who hasn't done both East and West. So I think I'm gonna start with the West today. No, I think I did West last week. So I'm gonna start with East today. And coming in at the 1 seed are the Celtics, 2nd seed the Magic, 3rd seed the Bucks, 4th seed the Sixers, 5th seed the Knicks, 6th seed the Pacers, 7th seed the Heat, 8th seed the Cavs, 9th seed the Nets, and 10th are the Hawks. And then, so why don't you guys tell me, go 1 through 15, who is either surprising or who are you like not surprised by? Like, just what are your thoughts about the East standings?
I don't think they've changed all that much from last week, I feel like.
Yeah, I think
No.
the Bucks gained a spot. The Sixers fell a spot. I think the Cavs fell. Were they 8 last week? I don't remember.
They might have been 9 or 10.
I think
Right.
I think the Pacers and Indiana swapped too.
You said the same team.
Yeah.
Oh,
the city and team name.
the Pacers and the Heat, they swapped.
Okay. Yeah, so not much. I guess I am still surprised about the Magic. That they went on that massive win streak.
Mhm.
And they're still technically they're tied with the Bucks, but record wise, they're sitting at that 2 seed, so it's still pretty interesting to see. And they're not even that far behind from the Celtics. So I'm not saying it'll happen, but if the Magic somehow end up taking that 1 seed, that's gonna be crazy.
It's gonna be it's like the Kings run, but better. They're doing like everyone thought they're gonna be poverty, and then like the highest they were was 3rd seed. And here are the Magic, who also was thought to be poverty, but have a chance of taking the 1st seed, like something the Sixers like barely do, and they've been good for years.
Yeah, it's a pretty insane turnaround, especially to witness right now.
Yeah.
And to see like all the pieces that they have, like all the young pieces, come together the way they are right now. So it's definitely cool to see. We'll see how long this holds up, though.
Yeah, like if Magic make playoffs, it could still be a long shot. I'm getting too far ahead of myself, but that would be really interesting and fun to actually see the Magic. Like they could be a Kings or Grizzlies type deal. They're young, they're kind of like to prove, but they have a legit defense and scorers on that team. They could possibly do an upset depending who their matchup is. So, good for the Magic out there.
Yeah, and then vice versa. We're talking about amazing win streaks. We gotta talk about amazing losing streaks. Detroit, the Texas Rangers have more wins in November than the Pistons, bro, and they played one game in November. That's insane. 17-game losing streak, no win November. Currently, the longest losing streak. I mean, San Antonio is only 3 games behind them, but it's like, bro, 17 games in a row.
That means they started 2-1 and then lost every single game after that.
Yeah, they have a 100% winning percentage, bro. They're 0.1.
The Pistons are the Pistons.
I wouldn't even know where to begin to fix this team. Like,
Dude,
Cade is looking like doing what he can do. They got a decent center in Jalen Duren, but just like nothing's going good for that team.
Right. Not even Monty Williams can fix that.
bro, it's insane. It's actually insane to see.
There's one team on here, the 10th seed, the Hawks. They feel like this year's Bulls, like remember like last year they were kind of like they had expectations, but like they fell flat. And now they're the 10th seed with Trae Young healthy. Like it kind of feels like they're in no man's land as well. Like what trades do you do to make this team better? Because this ain't it.
And it's crazy too, because like they're really not that far off, even from like the five seed. Like sure they're sitting at 10, but 3 games back, and the Knicks are the Knicks. The Knicks will do Knicks things. So it's like they could easily jump 5 spots if they just won, a few more games than they lost.
Hold on, I'm trying to look it up. I wonder how many years in a row is it that they've been either 9th or 10th seed? Because I'm not gonna. It has to be since they went to the conference finals, right? Like that has to be the last time they weren't below 8th, bro.
I feel like that's an accurate statement, but I don't know.
Because like last year they were 9th and 10th. I think the year before that they were a play-in team. It seems like they're just the definition of play-in bound. like they're a lock. Like they're always gonna go to the playoffs, but I feel like they're always gonna have to just run the play-in first.
Do they have like a veteran player on their team?
Clint, I feel like he's the most veteran.
Right, like I don't know if Clint Capella is your most veteran player with probably what like 2-3 years of playoff experience. I don't know, or I guess 2-3 years, not including the Hawks. But
yeah,
I feel like maybe a veteran player could like a solid veteran player.
Yeah, just to like steady the ship,
Right. I feel like that could help a lot, but I don't know. I don't know what needs to happen.
yeah. So yeah, I was right. 2021-22 8th, 22-23 7th. And then the year before they went to the conference final, it was 5th, 12th, 14th. Like they've been the definition of mid, bro. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with the Hawks because they shouldn't be this bad.
No, definitely not.
You know what I'm saying? Like technically with Trae Young and Murray on their team, and like Clint Capella is an all right center. He's definitely not one of the worst. Teams definitely have worse center cores than the Hawks.
Right. Like I would want him on my team if every best available option wasn't there. You know,
Yeah.
like he does everything a center needs to do. He blocks shots, he gets rebounds, he can even put the ball in the basket. You can't necessarily run around him like an offense around him, but you know, he's there if you need him. He's dependable.
Oh, Patty Mills is on the team.
That no. I'm sorry, but no. He's
Whatever.
too old.
Wesley Matthews is still in the league, bro.
Yo,
Crazy.
they have a pretty solid starting five too. They got Sadiq Bey and DeAndre Hunter in the lineup, and they're
Yeah.
like the wings you'd imagine you'd want, like 3-and-D type deal.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it's like a matter of coaching. Like first it was Nate McMillan they blamed it on. Now it's like Quinn Snyder's got his deal, and just like, what is the wrench that could fix this? It's just so confusing, this team.
Definitely confusing. All right. Eugene, you want to hit us with the West standings?
Yes. Okay, so at number 1 we have the Wolves. Number 2 we have the Thunder. We have the Nuggets at the 3rd. 4 is the Kings. 5 is the Suns. Mavs are at the 6. The Lakers are at the 7. 8 we got the Pelicans. 9 we got the Clippers, and 10 we got the Rockets. Off rip, I'm gonna say still the Warriors, not even in the top 10. Like it's weird though, because it's like I'm surprised, but I'm also not surprised. You know,
Still not in the top 10, and the Rockets are on a 3-game losing streak.
right? And they have a losing record. The Rockets and the Warriors.
Bro, only the top 8 has a winning record in the West.
Right.
Like, what is there to really say at this point about the Warriors? They're like, it's the Steph Curry show. It's been the Steph Curry show all season long. Clay, it kind of looks like they lost faith in Clay. It looks like Clay's lost faith in himself almost. Draymond's back. Woohoo. Like, he went 2016 mode against the Clippers and they still lost.
Yeah, I mean, and there's even rumors of locker room trouble. Like, apparently, a lot of the people on the team are like getting tired of Wiggins. Players are leaving Klay Thompson open, bro. Like, the fact that Klay Thompson is being left open is like,
that's a bad sign.
That's really a bad sign. And I feel like if they don't make the play-ins this year, I feel like something drastic has to happen. Like, someone's got to go.
Right.
And it's like, who is it going to be? Who are they going to, like, start trading away? Is it going to be another role player? Like, are they going to just get rid of, like, Wiggins like they did with Poole? Are they finally going to break up the big 3 in rotations? Like, is Steve Kerr even at risk of losing his job anytime soon?
No,
like,
bro.
Hell no.
No, bro.
Yeah, like, so that man's like probably sitting back like, who cares? Like, I got my job.
That boy, him and Jerry West, they locked in, bro.
Like, there's so many problems you can't just come up with solutions, and like whatever trade is probably gonna, like, although like fix something, it might result in another issue. Like, if they could have a bigger center, then maybe he just doesn't get in the system well enough. Maybe they get a replacement shooter for Clay, but like doesn't play defense. You know, this is not like a solution that's going to fix all the problems. And they've got a timetable on this too, considering Clay is a free agent next year.
Yeah.
I think Chris Paul is a free agent next year.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of like a ticking clock for him.
I'll say that it is surprising that Chris Paul isn't getting backlash that much. I thought if they were bad, it would be blamed on Chris Paul, but it seems like the blame is mostly falling on like Draymond and Curry and Thompson and Wiggins. It seems like those 3 are getting the blame for the team being so bad.
I think it helps though at least in Chris Paul's case, because he's actually playing well.
Yeah.
Like Curry comes off, he comes on, and he's getting like Chris Paul numbers.
Yeah.
I feel like that's what's like saving him. I'm not a Chris Paul hater in any way, shape, or form, but yeah, I feel like that's what's helping him a lot.
Yeah.
He's not doing too much, I think, is what helps as well. Like he's like Clay, every time he gets the ball, he's going to shoot it if it's a good shot or a bad shot. And that's why he doesn't want to pass to him no more. Draymond, he does Draymond things. Like that's never going to end.
Whether he has the ball in his hands or not.
And then Andrew Wiggins, I think, has the record for what I've seen for smoked layups. Like, I don't know what happened this season. He can't play basketball.
Yeah.
Something, he hasn't turned on the switch. So there's dysfunction among them, for sure.
Yeah. And then I want to talk about the Thunder, the difference between the Thunder and like the other young teams that were there.
Mm.
Are you guys surprised that they're so good this year? Like it's like the opposite of Magic. We've always talked about how sooner or later they're gonna. We had faith in the Thunder. Like with the Magic, they're like it's complete shock. But
Right.
with the Thunder, are you shocked at all, or is there some shock? Like what are your levels on how they're the second seed?
I'm definitely shocked. Obviously, not as shocked as Magic.
Yeah.
Because like my past predictions, I've said like they'll probably I think I said they'll make play in this year.
Hmm.
Kind of like we said for the Kings last year. So it's essentially right now it's looking like a Kings run, an exact replica of the Kings run.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think I said they were gonna make play in next year, and then like in a couple more years they'll probably be contenders. So I'm definitely shocked that they're playing this at this level right now, but it kind of makes sense in a way,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like I was on the same boat as Eugene. Like play-in was probably the expectation for them. It's good to see that they're at number 2 right now, but I know the Kings. I predicted the Kings at number 2. They're coming for that spot. But from what I've seen so far, I think they are a top 5 team in the West so far in the season. So
Yeah.
I hope they finish above play-in because young teams in playoffs is kind of one of my most exciting things to see in basketball.
Yeah.
So, like, I hope the show keeps going. They got a team. Like, where are their weaknesses? It's basically just like they're young.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Like no experience.
Yeah. Well, I think I'm with you guys. I'm shocked. I think I'm more shocked though of how well Chet is fitting in. I honestly thought that Chet would take some time to get used to things with the team since he's been out an entire season. So he's still a rookie. But no, it seems like he just like fit in like a piece in the puzzle of the Thunder. It was like, okay, here it is, boom, all of a sudden he's looking like a contender for rookie of the year. Like right off the bat. Like no struggles, was not no struggles whatsoever, but like we're not seeing him like really like struggle to fit in with the Thunder. We're not seeing any like normal rookie mistakes. It seems like the chemistry is already there, which is really surprising. It's like the opposite of Wemby. Like the chemistry with the Wemby and the Spurs is like there's no chemistry whatsoever.
Right.
But with Chet, it's like they clicked right away, and like they're throwing him lobs, they're getting him open. Like it's just like the complete opposite of what I thought was going to happen with the Spurs and Wemby. I thought Chet would be the one kind of struggling to find his place instead of Wemby, but no, it's Wemby who's struggling to find his place on the Spurs, and Chet who fits in like glue.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. We'll talk about this later for like games like that we watched this week, but I do agree with you on that, and I think it helps chemistry wise. Like even though he was hurt all last season, you would still see him on the bench,
Yeah.
like celebrating and just like, mingling with his teammates or whatever. So I
Mhm.
think that helped, as well as him playing in summer league too.
Yeah.
I don't think Giddy played because this is his third season, right?
Yeah. I don't think Giddy played.
Yeah. But I think like both of the J Wills played. So he definitely gained chemistry with some of the the newcomers on the team, and then on top of that, SGA's IQ, Giddy's IQ is literally off the charts. Dort's IQ. So I feel like they just all fit. They all have a system that they fit in, and I feel like that's why they're prospering right now.
Yeah.
It definitely has to be an advantage, like being around the team for a year before like actually joining them on the court. Like just think, Wemby was in France before before this all started.
Yeah.
So he's a foreigner to not just like basketball in the U.S., but like to the country as a whole, to the team as a
Mhm.
whole. That is the advantage that Chet has, and it's definitely
Mhm.
paying off for sure.
Yeah. All right. Games. What games did you guys watch?
I gotta check.
Or what
I
games?
didn't
Well,
watch. I didn't watch many.
I watched the Nuggets game, and it happened to be the game where DeAndre Jordan and Jackson went off and looked like Lob City Clippers. That was insane. Um, I was not expecting that. When I turned that game on, I mostly was watching to see like how awful we would look without both Murray and Jokic. But we won that game, and DeAndre Jordan dropping 20 in the year of 2023 is actually wild. Like the fact that they did that, both him and Jackson, like it was actually insane to watch. It was a fun game too. Like it really did look like Lob City Clippers. Like
Right.
it was insane.
Okay, I did watch Jazz versus Timberwolves. It wasn't a super exciting game, but it kind of makes me like confirm the things that the Timberwolves have been strong about. Anthony Edwards, obviously, but like Rudy Gobert is playing like his defensive player of the year self. Last
Mhm.
year, not so much. He just looked kind of confused being on that team, but he knows where he should be now. He knows like who he has to help on defense more so. So like whatever scheme they got, he's comfortable in, and obviously it helps Karl Anthony Towns. This may be the year I've seen him take the most uh, smart decisions. In the past, it's kind of been reckless. Like he was obviously playing like this is my team. I'm kind of do what I want. But now he's kind of like matured. It seems on the court, at least for his vision, as far as that goes. But yeah, and I don't really have anything to say about the Jazz. They suck. So
Okay. I watched like 3 and like a quarter of a game. So on Friday I only watched like the fourth quarter of Nuggets Suns. It was pretty close. Like that fourth quarter is pretty close, but the Nuggets ended up coming on top. KD went 0 for 10 in that quarter. He missed every single shot. So
He
he finished with like 30 points, but 0 for 10 in the fourth. So yeah, he went pretty cold. And then yesterday I watched 3 games. So the first game I watched was Pelicans versus Bulls. Crazy game actually. It was knotted up the entire time. There was probably like 15 lead changes, 20 ties, something like that, some crazy number. What's his face? Kobe White legacy game. I swear, bro. Let me look at his box score real quick. Kobe White. He was leading scorer with 31 points, 9 rebounds, and he made 8 threes. Career high. He was going crazy. And then you had DeRozan with 24. But yeah, it was a good game. Bulls ended up winning that one, 124-118. And then I watched the Thunder Mavs game. I watched like the second half of that game actually. And when I turned it on, the Mavericks were up, or no, sorry, the Mavericks were down 20. they were down as much as 24. Then, so I'm like, I'm just sitting there, not really paying attention. I'm on my phone. Next thing I know, I look up, Mavericks down 10. Okay, that's kind of weird. So I'm like, okay, I start watching. They end up tying the game. I'm like, okay, now we got a game. And then they go up 10. I'm like, okay, this is kind of weird. I was like, what's going on here? They went on a 30-0 run. So that was pretty exciting. And then, because at first the Thunder, they were clicking on all cylinders, like SGA, Giddey, J. Will, Dort, like they were locked in. Chet, all of them, they were locked in. J. Will was actually the leading scorer for the Thunder at 23. But yeah, it was a crazy swing. But then they ended up trading baskets and whatnot. And then the Mavs ended up just like fouling too much and then lost the game by 6. But yeah, that rally was probably the craziest I've ever seen.
Bro, going on the 30-0 run and still losing is actually insane. Like, that's actually so wild. I didn't watch that game. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't watch the game. I saw SportsCenter post it, and I think the game was still going on. So I didn't know who won that game until today when I went on Twitter and someone was like, SportsCenter didn't tell you that the Mavs still lost. And I was like, no fucking, I did not believe that tweet until I went to the NBA app and I was like, they actually still lost the game. Like, it's actually so wild. But yeah, I didn't watch the game, so I can't really speak on like if the Mavs are just like fumbled it or if it was just like an actual good game. So I'm glad you talked about it. So I definitely wanted to bring that up, but I just was like, I didn't watch the game, so how are we gonna bring this up?
Right, yeah. It was just like down the stretch, they just kind of fouling too much. Curry had some clutch buckets down the stretch. Who is this? Oh, Derek Jones. He had 24. Luke obviously went crazy. He had 30. He went, Jesus Christ. He went off for 36, 18, and 15.
What more did that man need to do, bro?
He had 18 assists and 15 rebounds as a point guard. Like, but yeah, it was a good game though, at least towards the end. But yeah, and then the third game I watched was the lovely game that Vaughn has in his background. So Lakers, we went up 20, and it was just like there's really no reason to watch it at this point. But I basically watched up until like the third quarter, I think. But when that lovely incident happened, it was kind of funny. So before this, there was literally right before that happened, another fight perspired. So Tariq Eason on the Rockets, I think, got fouled. I'm pretty sure he got fouled. And Cam Reddish, I don't know if he did it on purpose or not, but like literally like chest bumped him, but like to walk past him. And then Tariq Eason got mad, and then he didn't like charge at him, but like he like turned around and like started walking towards him, and they were jarring, saying stuff, yada yada yada. Things get crazy a little bit, and then apparently, I don't know what was said. The audio will probably never be released.
No, a fan close by, Ime was calling LeBron like the whole team bitches. He's like,
Really?
Don't say that word so loosely. So like LeBron's going up to him, and Ime's like, "What are you gonna do about it, little bitch?" And then like that's when the ref threw them out.
So yeah, so basically, I I don't know how like that whole LeBron Ime thing started, but then they started jarring, and then all of a sudden the ref, right next to LeBron right there, I guess he was listening, and then double text, Ime was out of there. Ime already had one tech. I don't remember that happening in that game, but yeah, apparently he had already had a tech, so he got ejected or whatever. But yeah, bro, that was a crazy game. But it seems like it's starting to become a rivalry. I don't know if it's because Dylan Brooks, because like game one, it was basically Dylan Brooks versus LeBron kind of thing. And then it kind of carried over that second game. And now every time Dylan Brooks matches up with LeBron, the fans go crazy and things, kind of start up, like fights kind of start up. So I don't know if this is like a rivalry brewing or if this is just like, as in like a franchise rivalry, or if this is just like a player thing,
Mhm.
I don't imagine LeBron likes Dylan Brooks, like
Right.
in a Lance Stevenson type of way, but Ime Udoka probably is the guy that like kind of sees this going on. He's like, I gotta stick my head out there for his players, so that's probably what's going on there.
Mhm.
But if this boils into something more, I wouldn't be mad about it.
Dude, yes, we need more rivalries, bro. I would love that. It's also Ime Udoka played when LeBron played, so maybe there's something there too. Like
That could
I
be
wonder.
true.
Like I know some person's already probably trying and looking back, but I want to know if like they've gone at it actually playing before, and that's why he said something because he probably like, I'm tired of this.
Ime was on the Spurs, wasn't he? I'm trying to think if he faced against LeBron when he was on the Heat or something.
Maybe
I can't remember.
I don't
crazy.
I can't
know.
remember the timeline.
I just know there's pictures of them like playing against each other, so like they definitely have like met up like in the game, but like I wonder if there's any clips of them just going at it because LeBron doesn't really talk trash. So like the fact that he was like, "Don't say that," like okay, like there's gotta be something here more because that's not the first time someone said that to LeBron. There's no way. So it's like,
because Ime was a player, he probably faced LeBron, but he was also on the Spurs coaching staff under Popovich, so that's why he's got like his coach marks from. So they probably jawed at each other in the past.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyways, we won by 10. AD leading scorer with 27. He had a pretty good game. Austin Reeves did Austin Reeves things. Cam Reddish had a couple good buckets down the line. But yeah, that's really it about that game.
I do want to bring up, we did our last week's episode. If you haven't watched it, link will be in the description so you can go back. But we said how AD's been really inconsistent. And then the next day, Bleacher Report made a post and it was like AD's last 10 games. And it was showing like his inconsistency. I'm like, bro, like that's insane. But yeah, it's weird. He's all over the place this year. It's like it's really odd, the spikes. There's games where he has like under like 15. Like, and so it's like
he's consistently inconsistent. You know what I'm saying? Like,
like at least you know for sure next game he's gonna be bad. So you just like it's okay. It's okay. Next game he's gonna be good next game. Don't worry.
He'll get like 10 to 15.
Yeah. All right. I do want to bring up this game because I feel like I haven't been doing a good job about talking about my team right here. And this also leads into our main topic. I watched the last day of group play for the in-season tournament. And you know what? I was like, let me watch the Raptors Nets game. Their seeding is so misleading.
Who's?
The Raptors. I think the Raptors are sitting at like 10th or 11th or something like that. Bro, they are bad. Grady Dick is in the G League.
Are 11th. Yes.
Yeah, Grady Dick is in the G League. He's not even on the Raptors, bro. I think his last game was like November 24th or something like that. It was in like November 20s, early 20s. No one except for I think Gary Trent scored above 20, and Gary Trent was coming off the bench.
That's crazy.
And he had like 23 points. It's bad out there, bro. The defense is bad. The scoring is bad. They just look like they don't want to play with each other. And yeah, the Nets obviously won that game. It was like 115 to like 110 or something like that. It's getting bad to the point where I like if like a star player is up for trade this season, like I wouldn't be so surprised if the Raptors got rid of like one of their big guys, either Siakam or Anunoby or Barnes, because all three of them are just not showing up.
Mm-hmm. Hey, Drake needs to temper a little bit, bro.
Yeah, fact. Start banging people's lines. Yeah, it's bad. But that brings me to my main topic. We are reviewing the in-season tournament group play, and we're previewing the knockout stage. So let's start with the review part of it. How much of the in-season tournament group play did you guys watch? And like, what did you think of it?
I think I only watched like the first days.
I was the opposite. I think I started watching more of the ones towards the end because that's when I felt like it started mattering more. Because at first it was just like anyone's game, and then it starts closing in on the select few who's going to make it. The Celtics almost didn't make it.
Yeah, actually.
I could go a little into that. The Magic and Celtics and Nets were all tied 3-1 in their group. So it came down to... No, it would have come down to which team beat the other, but they all beat each other like rock, paper, scissors style. So like Magic beat Celtics, Celtics beat Nets, Nets beat Magic. So it came down to point differential. And that's when it really kicked in for that last day. That's when you see like the post, Celtics Bulls fouling Andre Drummond like up 30 because they needed that point differential. They needed to win by 24. Or no, they need to win by 23. They won by 27. Andre Drummond missed 4 free throws, so it worked.
You know what? And
you got Angel. I was going to talk about Andre a little bit.
Oh, okay. See, I'm going to talk about how I love that, bro. I love how the Celtics did that shit because it gives credence to the in-season tournament. If the Celtics would have just like been like point differential, we don't fucking care. Like, we'll do it. If we do it, we do it. If we don't, oh well. But no, they went out and purposely fouled garbage free thrower, like someone who's notoriously bad at free throws, so they can make it into the knockout stage. And I love that shit. Them doing that probably boosted up the in-season tournament so much in the eyes of Boston fans. Like, I bet a Boston fan at that game was like, okay, like they probably got excited that they're going to the knockout stage because the team cared.
Right. And, bro, if I'm Andre Drummond, bro, that is pissing me off, bro. like, how, after that, how do you not get back in the lab and shoot 10,000 free throws? Like, I don't think he made a single one of those free throws.
No, he did not.
So it's like, Billy, like, bro, get your man on the charity stripe and shoot him some free throws.
Yeah. Bro, yeah.
Oh my gosh, bro, that would piss me off.
Oh, I bet. Especially because, like, you know, to Andre Drummond, he's probably like, bro, it's not even like, why are they doing this shit to me? Like, it's not the playoffs. Like, you know, he's probably like wondering why they're doing it in the first place. And then, like, he probably gets home, sees that that's what they needed to win. He's like, fucking.
Okay, but like Andre Drummond's been in the league like 10 years. He still can't hit back-to-back free throws. Like, come on.
That's crazy.
Or not even one. Like, just give me 1 out of 2, bro.
Yeah, bro. Yeah.
What is he only practicing like rebounding, like against those like rebound dummies? Like, what is he doing in practice?
Yo, that's it's funny because I can't watch basketball with my girl because every time we watch it, she's like, there should be no reason why they're making hundreds of millions of dollars and they can't hit free throws. And I'm like, bro, this is why I don't watch basketball with you, because you're ruining it for me. Because you've got a point, bro. The
Right.
fact that he's making millions and he can't hit at least one of those 4 free throws is insane.
And it's like
Um,
his form isn't even that bad either. It
Mm.
it could use some work, obviously, but like, come on, bro. They're like, we just need one.
yeah.
Bulls fans been angry since like the start of this tournament. Like they were facing the Raptors, and Siakam took a 3 at the end of a game, saying like point differential matters, and DeMar
Yeah.
was like getting himself thrown out of the game over it. Like they knew they weren't doing anything in this tournament.
Yeah, it's insane. I'm like the complete opposite of you guys. I think I watch at least 2 every time it was in season tournament day. So I've been keeping up with it. I think describe the group stage in like perfectly. It's Dame's quote when he was getting interviewed after like his second one, and he was like, I don't know why, but the energy and like feels different today. Like I don't get why it's so important, but it is to the fans, and like that makes me want to play better. And it's like, yeah, bro, it's like that's how you describe it. Like you describe it so well. Like the people actually going to the games is making it feel more special. And like I don't know if it's like the NBA was like purposely like they like did something to where like some fans like got in, like they gave away certain tickets or something like that, bro. But like you're watching the games and it's like, okay, like this doesn't feel like a regular season game. Like who are these people and why do they care so much? Like,
Right, yeah,
So,
it definitely adds pretty much like a whole element, a whole different and new element to the season.
yeah.
Because it's like there's a lot more. Obviously it's not the Larry O'Brien or whatever, but what was I gonna say? I don't remember. But yeah, it's just like there's a lot that plays into the in-season tournament. The tournament record, point differential, all that, stuff people don't really look at to determine seeds. So I enjoy that personally because we don't really get to see that for playoffs. Like you
Yeah.
could be an 8 seed but undefeated somehow in the in-season tournament, and then you end up first seed.
The Lakers.
Yeah,
That's
literally.
the Lakers were undefeated this season tournament. It was insane.
And the Pacers as well.
Yeah.
And they're sitting at a 6 seed. So I think that's pretty cool too. And they get home court advantage being that. So I think it adds like a whole different new and even exciting element to the regular season.
Yeah. And so I'm gonna ask this question, but if you want to add some more stuff in there, go ahead. But before we get into the preview of the knockout stage, is there anything you want them to change about the group play, or is there anything you want them to keep the same?
Yes, the wild card spot in each conference, I think, should be like a play-in scenario where like you don't automatically get it if you're like the best of the groups in your conference. It should be like the 2 best play for that one wild card spot. I think that's the only change because it gives us one extra play-in game.
Yeah, I like that idea.
Tournament game.
I like that idea, low key.
If I feel like they would do that, just like a couple more seasons down the line, just to see like
how it works,
how everything works. Yeah, I wouldn't add or change or subtract anything. But that's probably because I didn't watch a whole lot of in-season tournament. But from what I have seen, maybe other than some of the courts,
yeah.
I wouldn't really change anything.
Yeah, I have something to add on to that, but I'll save it for the knockout stage part. I would make it interconference. I don't think we need another conference like tournament like East versus like make it interconference so we can get like Lakers Clippers in season final would be dope. Like Celtics Bucks in season final. Like That way it would add even more drama, and also maybe like don't change. I like how the city jerseys appeared, like they probably will show up again now, but I like how during the in-season group play, only the home team were wearing their city jerseys at the in-season tournaments. And I think that was actually kind of cool because that's what they do in soccer too, is that like in the Champions League, they'll have special jerseys to show like, hey, like this is our Champions League jersey. So I think that would like, if Nike wants to like, make good designs again, they can definitely like do it for the in-season tournament. Like definitely make special jerseys. That would be dope for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I don't. Also, maybe only 4 games of in-season tournament group play. Kind of didn't like that. I would love to see like a home and away. I feel like that would be dope, but that might be asking too much of the NBA.
Yeah, that might be hard, like scheduling wise, but
yeah. So let's get into it. Preview the knockout stage. I can bring that up now. I'm already typing it. So I'll just tell you guys the matchup. So we got on the west side, Lakers, Suns, Kings, and Pelicans. On the east side, Bucks, Knicks, Pacers, Celtics. So are you guys excited for the knockout stage? Are you going to watch more of the in-season tournament knockout stage? And what do you think of the matchups in general as well?
As long as I can, I'm probably going to watch every game. I know the dates, so I would like to sit and watch them all.
Yeah, I'm gonna skip them all. No, yeah, of course I'm gonna watch them.
What was your second question?
What do you think of the matchups? Like, do you have any predictions? Do you what do you think of the matchups at all?
Shit, I'll go through my bracket right now. I really want to say the Lakers will win. I feel like unless all 3 players on the Suns play together.
Yeah.
What was the other one? Pelicans and who?
Kings, which is so surprising.
Yeah, I feel like I have to go Kings on that one. Because the Pelicans, they're just like super iffy. Like defensively, obviously they can play good, but they can also play just as bad. And they, like the game that I watched yesterday, they kind of choked in clutch time. So it really just depends how that game, turns out. But I feel like the Kings should win that game. Bucks versus who?
Knicks.
Bucks. And then Pacers and who?
Celtics.
Ooh. That's 1 seed versus 6 seed.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say Celtics because I don't think the Pacers. Don't get me wrong. Pacers are on the up and up right now, but I think the Celtics are just too good for them right now.
Mm-hmm.
Like Tyrese can still drop a triple double, like a 20, 18, and 15, but like I don't know if that's gonna be enough.
Yeah.
And then so wait. So I had the Bucks and
Celtics, yeah.
And then the Lakers
and Kings.
I'm gonna go Lakers Bucks, and then I'm gonna go Bucks for the win.
Okay.
That's no bias though. That's no bias. Like
okay,
I know that's 2 of my favorite teams, but that's my bracket prediction.
All right.
Okay. So for West, it's Suns Lakers. I gotta check what AD's box score is last game because it's gonna determine what it is this one. But if I'm going off gut feeling, I think Lakers take that. Like if AD does what he's supposed to, who's guarding him? Like Kevin Durant? No. Like, come on.
Nurkic? Hell
no. Yeah. Pelicans Kings. I think the Kings would have trouble guarding Zion and Giannis because they're bigger dudes, and you got Domantas Sabonis. Although he's like a bruiser type player, I don't think he can match up with them the way he's supposed to. So I'm gonna say Pelicans on that. Although it could be dicey. And then on the East Coast side, I think Knicks upset Bucks. You got Damian Lillard. You know he's got to carry that offensive load and guard Jalen Brunson. It's a tough assignment, but I'm more confident Jalen Brunson can at least hinder Damian Lillard in some way, slow him down at least a little bit. It would help if Julius Randle could get on with it. And then Celtics Pacers is actually a lot harder to say because Porzingis is out. But also at the same time, last time Celtics faced Pacers, they blew them out by 50 without Tyrese Halliburton.
Did you say 50?
About 50, yeah, 50 points.
What was
So
the score of that game?
it was like 154 to like 104, something crazy like that. But Celtics play better defense than the Pacers, even though the Pacers have a phenomenal offense. I got to go Celtics. And then if we're proceeding on, Lakers, Pelicans, Lakers take that. And I hope to God it's a Celtics-Lakers final in this in-season tournament because we're never going to get it for the Larry O'Brien.
That would be fire.
So that's my prediction.
All right. I'm gonna go Lakers, Suns. I'm gonna go Lakers. No one's stopping AD if he had a bad game the day before. I think no one's gonna stop him the next day. Kings, Pelicans. Kings went undefeated. And honestly, I feel like they had Wemby, Chet, and Cat and Gobert in the bigs. So I think if they can beat those three bigs, I don't think they're gonna struggle that much with Zion. Plus, right now the Pelicans are looking like the Zion show, Zion and Brandon Ingram. So I feel like I'm gonna go with Kings. Bucks, Knicks. I really want the Bucks to win that. I really do. So I'm saying Bucks just out of pure bias, no reason. Celtics, Pacers. Oh, I'm gonna have to go with Celtics. I feel like the Pacers with Halliburton and everything, I feel like the Celtics are just like they're on fire, bro. They're literally a well-oiled machine. They look unstoppable. So I'm gonna go Celtics. And I think the Kings are gonna go undefeated because they're gonna beat the Lakers. I feel like the Kings and Lakers are basically in the same position. Just in different places. The Lakers have probably a better defense, but not that good of an offense. And the Kings have a better offense, but not that good of a defense. And to win basketball, you got to score more. So I'm going to go with Kings. And then I'm going to go upset. I think the Celtics are going to beat the Bucks. I think the Celtics are just unstoppable. I just really don't see them losing this to the Bucks. And I'm going to go upset because I think the Kings are going to be the first in-season tournament, their first trophy in franchise history.
Their first championship.
Yeah, an in-season tournament. It's an upset. I'm just going for the upset. Well, realistically, if it's Kings Celtics, the Kings probably won't win at all. Let's be honest. The Celtics are just insane. So I'm gonna go Kings. Plus, no home court advantage. You never know what's gonna happen.
Yeah, that's true.
So, and that brings me to my next question. Are you excited to see how the games are gonna go in Vegas? How are you feeling about the games being held in Vegas for the semifinals and the finals?
It's basically a demo for New Vegas's team upcoming.
Yeah.
I'm sure it'll go fine.
I think it's a demo for. Well, I'm not going to disagree with your point, but I'm going to add on to it. I think it's also a demo, potentially, maybe, for neutral finals.
Just in general?
Yeah, like destinations or whatever.
Yeah.
Like they might they still might go to like two places, but it's just going to be two different, places. I feel like maybe, I don't know though.
I could see them doing something like game 1 is neutral, and then the games after that are where their home team is.
Yeah, or
Mhm.
Game 7 neutral would be insane.
Yeah,
Game
that would go crazy.
Game 7 neutral would be so wild. But then, like, that's putting a lot of risk. Like that's putting a
Yeah.
lot on the NBA. Like, okay, Game 7 is gonna be in, I don't know, let's just say like Las Vegas, just
Mhm.
because they really want to show how much Vegas wants a team, and then it's like a 4-game sweep. like, like I feel like that's putting a lot of pressure on like the NBA.
Right.
I'm also excited. I'm also like, I feel like I agree with you guys. It's definitely just to see how fans will like basketball in that city. I'm also just like, is the court gonna be ugly? I wonder. Like,
Bro, it's probably going to be like black and gold or something, bro.
oh, true. Like, I wonder how the court's gonna look like. Other than that, like, it's gonna be fun, bro. Just to see a neutral. Have we ever seen a neutral like site in the NBA
No.
besides All Star?
No.
So it's like, that's gonna be weird to see for sure.
That's why I think it'd be cool if like the NBA finals kind of did like what like the Super Bowl does, and they do like they bid for like, the finals to be in a city or two cities or whatever, but
Yeah.
I don't know how that would go given it's not just one game. So
Yeah. And I wonder if they're gonna do Vegas every year.
I think they should.
Yeah.
Regardless if they make a team or not,
Yeah.
because that's obviously a money grab for Vegas,
Yeah.
but it's like the mecca of entertainment essentially. So I think it'd be cool.
I think it would be funny though if they went like Vegas City, Mexico, like Vegas, Seattle, and then Mexico City. It's like, okay, we get it. You're looking at expansion.
That would be a blatant tell that they are.
Yeah, like, okay, bro, we get it. You want to expand the team. That would be funny. Yeah, the games start today. For viewers, tomorrow for us. It's gonna be Kings, Pelicans, and Celtics. Pacers are gonna be the first game. So still a while until we see the Vegas game, but definitely will be exciting. So if you've been enjoying the in-season tournament or somehow haven't watched a single one, definitely tune in tomorrow because that's definitely going to be a tell of how successful. I feel like group stage, it didn't matter how poorly it went. If the knockout stage is super successful, we're going to see it for a long time. And that's how I feel about it.
And probably because I honestly do feel like players started taking it more serious towards the end of group play, but definitely they will start taking it a lot more serious now that knockouts have are about to begin. So it's exciting, a lot to look forward to.
Yeah, for sure. Final question before we head out of here. Are you all in on the in-season tournament now, or are you waiting for the knockout stage before you punch your ticket?
I think I am, but because like I don't think the knockout stages are really gonna determine me not being in it. Only because, like I said, I think it's gonna get more competitive. But yeah, I would say I'm pretty much like I'm buying into it.
I'm into it this season because there's like the novelty of this new thing like coming to the league this time. But I wonder if they'll change anything next year because I've seen a lot of like I'm confused about what this is, and next year that probably won't be quite as big of a deal. But then maybe like it turns into the new all-star format where it's like interest first year and like second year less interesting, third year interesting, it drops off.
Yeah.
So I wonder what the league would do to just keep it like a staple of the season.
Yeah, I think I mean, I was all in the second they announced it, so this is not a surprise. I think if they want to keep fans interested, I think next year don't change anything. Like,
Mhm.
like I feel like Vaughn said, some people are still confused. Like, so don't change anything next year, and then third and fourth year, I think that's when you start like maybe doing more groups and like do the 4 group thing, and then like maybe interconference and oh well, look at this, the knockout stages all like is neutral like the entire time, like or all the wild card, like if you want the wild card you have to play another game, like but I think the second year definitely should be kept the same, because if they change stuff next year and fans were already confused the first year, they're gonna be even more confused the next year. So we'll see. Anything else to add on to this in-season tournament, the NBA in general?
Not to glaze, but yeah, I'm kind of like glad the NBA is so open to doing new things to like shake things up,
Yeah.
because an issue with the NFL is they're a very reactionary league. Like they implement a rule after something has happened, and that's kind of frustrating. As opposed to like the NBA is like, oh, we want to plan ahead, we want to do this, and we're going to set it in motion.
Yeah.
Except expanding.
Yeah, exactly. Still one of the few teams who have still some of the few leagues who don't have 32 teams. So
Right.
yeah, I mean, I agree. I think it's exciting. I think every sports league is like definitely like this is our chance to grow, to take the next step, because football is like rapidly like just they are also in fear of not growing. So when like the NFL is on their toes, that's I feel like the other leagues are like, oh god, like here's our chance. So it's definitely exciting to see that the NBA is definitely like putting in effort to grow. All right. Thank you for listening and or watching. If you are listening, we are on all podcast platforms at Spin the Rock. So make sure you rate and review. Give us that good old 5 stars. Let us know what you thought about the in-season tournament. We're on YouTube for video format at Spin the Rock as well. So make sure you like and subscribe there. We're on all social media platforms at Spin the Rock for clips and all that good stuff. Thank you for listening. We'll see you again next week.